Oh, fuck. PEINTEINGU. PEINTEINGU, goo 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 goo. PEINTEINGU, goo 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 goo. Painting goo goo goo. It's painting fucking goo. It's painting goo. Painting goo. It's painting goo. What will we goo? Nobody knew. What do we go? Painting goo. Painting goo. Oh. 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 Oh, stretching goo. Oh. Oh. Sometimes it's like I'm not awake until I start the stream. Oh. Painting goo 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 goo. Painting goo. Painting goo. Painting goo. Nobody knew. What do we go? Oh. I need to make a pre-recorded version of this. Fucking sick of singing it. Just let the monkey do all the work. Painting goo. 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 Painting goo. Oh, stretch. Painting goo 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 goo. Paint, sip, rant, goo goo. Oh my back. Oh. Painting goo. Goo 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 goo. Painting goo. Goo 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 goo. That's it, Myro. You marvelous magical monkey. I think that's the best way I've framed him so far. Is it just me, or is Myro looking particularly epic? It's good to switch things around now and again. Even if you end up switching it all back to basically how it was before. Oh! Jesus Christ, I'm tired. And if you peasants have any honor, you will click the link in the description, place a tip in the monkey's bowl. Don't let the monkey go hungry. Greetings, my beloved Japonaita, and welcome to another glorious episode of PEINTEINGU. Hold on, I get the... Is this... angles, the framing. A constant, ubiquitous, ever-present, all-encompassing, like taking a bath in jello. Fucking pain in my neck is the framing and the ability to see everything. Top right hand corner is missing. It's not that big of a deal, These days I'm more focused on my energy levels and my comfort than how good the stream looks or how bad it looks or whatever. Today I'm thinking I might try what we were talking about. Where I'll still do the map and I'll do the hat and all, because we all love that. That's fun shit. It's good shit. Excuse me, Micah. When I move him out of the shine of the light and you can actually see his like here it's like my eyes, I'm blind. And then I move him back here and they're nice and googly. Right. Okay. Boris is just, hey. If I was more like of a Muppeteer and more inclined with props and such and actually doing stuff with them, I'd actually do a little hey Micah, get out of the way, Suka. We missed Boris. Boris is hilarious. Fucking why did Kung Fu Panda's cool and all, but a grizzly with a fucking kamikaze bonsai bandana, whatever the fuck these things are called, headband, the #1 headband. Apparently it says wind god. I would not be surprised if it said fart monkey or some shit. I've never looked it up. I just trust Bravey Bear. Myro needs a throwing Kapu to make him more epic. He does it as fuck. Look how epic that monkey is. Have you ever seen something? It's the fact that he's shaped like a box. For me, that really the thing that really gets me is the fact that you can tell that he has a cube essence to his midriff. Look at his ass. It's the same. His ass has the same angles as the stool. Moiro's new nickname is Box Monkey. We've just invented a new creature, Box Monkey. It's just a cardboard box with a monkey tail, arms and legs sticking out of it. Kind of like a fucked up version of Snake from Metal Gear Solid. Just don't go over there. Why? There's a box monkey over there. I probably should get into animation because I could just come up with these things in 5 minutes. I wonder how fast I could get at making something South Park style in digital form. And then doing it. Maybe that's we should put a box monkey in the PEINTEINGU. I'll make a note of it. We'll put a pin in that one. This is peak male performance. To be cubular is to be optimal. Fucking monkey's built like a cardboard box. Oh, fuck. Box monkey is a hilarious term. Right. I will stick on the tunes and we will discover where we are going and then what we are going. Because nobody knew what we go, or where we go, or what we go. I was thinking the other day, would it be a good idea or a bad idea to go even more and be when we go? Please excuse me as I descend into proper PEINTEINGU posture. Where's the river? Ah, glorious. Right in between my legs. Oh, the stool is very stiff. Oh, the stool is stiff as fuck. Look at me. Slowly descending into a proper paintingu posture. Is that it? Is it? No, I had to use my glutes. I had to use my glutes to push. To reveal my tiny top knot. Alliteration is one of the many P's of paintingu, I will have you know. As I revere my tiny top knotu. Let me see. It's basically good enough. Like, having it off angle is, like, not that bad, because as long as they do everything big enough, you can see shit. Like, I think that's something that I need to focus on, is making things bigger, you know? Instead of, like, trying to be like, how can I change the framing of everything? I'm just going to paint bigger shit so that you can, like, even if you're looking at it on your phone, you can fucking see what I'm doing, like. And I might have to go back to using the Ethernet cable instead of just the Wi-Fi, because the Wi-Fi is quite unstable, even though it's only in the other room. But that's because Wi-Fi is shit. It's because Wi-Fi is shit. Oh my god. You can see the circles in my eyes. I had a 2-hour nap. I had like a cat nap. And it was glorious. I shot, like, I shot out of the bed like a fucking, like, you know that shit where they, like, rise out of a coffin? You have to have, like, an active abdominal region to be able to just, like, if you're lying completely, like, just on your back like a pharaoh or a vampire or a corpse or something, like, you know, and you just, like, the from the waist up is the only thing that moves. you just rise out of the bed. Like somebody has a lever at your legs or something, like, just saying, ah! Like a door swinging open. But I shot up out of the bed. Needed it. These days I'm quite tired. I have a lot going on. I'm currently just trying to design a logo for this, like, organization that I'm a part of now in the town. And that's one thing I really enjoy doing, is designing logos for people. I did one for a bear. I don't think he ended up using it. He paid me for it though, and he said it was cool. Like, he said he was satisfied with it. Like, and I sent him, like, you know, the original. I didn't, like, email him a fucking GIF or a fucking PDF or a JPEG or some shit. Like, I painted the thing. Like, I like all, like, completely analog creation. That's what I really enjoy. That's why I've stayed away from the digital stuff. But I know that the digital stuff is incredibly useful and very, like, you know, entertaining and shit. Like, there's a YouTube video, or not, there's YouTube channel that I watch. Haven't watched it in a while, but I, like, kind of binged it for a while. It's called Carbot Animations, and they did, like, loads of gaming stuff, and there was a few Elden Ring ones, and they're very, like, kind of, like, they're very silly and they're childish and they're, like, simple and fun, but they're really cute drawings of, like, because the way that they capture the essence of things, like, that's more difficult to do than you would think. If you see something that's just, like, a few lines and, like, 2 colors, and it's just a very simple, very, like, rudimentary, you know, cartoon, just, like, even the face is, like, flat, only has, like, eyes and a mouth. Like, it's all very, very simple. Like, that's not just to make it quick when you're like, right, we're gonna do frame, and then how many frames you're doing is up to you or whatever, to make it look as fluid as possible. But, like, it's incredibly, well, not incredibly difficult. It can be quite challenging to boil something down to its most, like, unique and identifiable parts. Like, you take a space marine, for example. Like, if you were to do, like, a really simple space marine, you, as long as you do the helmet, the rest of the body you don't really need to worry about. You just need to make it look, like, chunky as far as, like, proportions go and stuff. And, like, maybe just make sure you get the shape of the shoulder pads in or something, like. But as long as you get the, like, you know, the wings on the chest plate, on the icon, and the jetpack and the helmet, you know, and you don't even need to get the jetpack or the fucking whatever it's not even a jetpack. It's like a giant breathing apparatus thingy or some shit. Like, looks like a jetpack. It's like a it's like an AC unit strapped to their back, like, you know, fucking.
which makes sense because like they're in all sorts of environments or whatever. Like, but it's like you look at something like Samurai Jack, or like Samurai Jack is not like fine art, but it's brilliantly animated and brilliantly directed, and the sound is like excellent, and like they even the director I think said that he wanted to see how much storytelling he could do just by like visuals, you know, because there's long periods of just like there's some sound obviously, like, you know, like the footsteps or wind blowing or something like that, like, but it's just scenes of like Jack walking through a landscape or something. Like, I love you, you're beautiful, bye bye. And it's stuff like that that like I've been kind of doing it on PEINTEINGU, like where, you know, I'll construct a scene very quickly with just like 2 or 3 colors, like, you know, and then you go back in with like another 2 or 3 colors that are slightly darker, and you give definition to things and so on and so forth. Like if you've ever watched like anime stuff, or like, you know, how they made Akira or anything like that, like if you know what you're doing, you can throw shit together like pretty fucking quickly, and it can be like really cool looking. Like, you know, it doesn't have to be like 80 hours of like painting a fucking dragon or some shit. Like, you know, you can accomplish like quite a lot in a very short space of time. You'd be surprised. Like, I've been surprised. Like, do you know what I mean? And I'm the one doing stuff. Like, and I'm gonna experiment today. Last time I experimented was a while ago, where like I tried to make the whole board like really small so I could bring it closer to the laptop, and I did like these like symmetrical things, and that was kind of cool. Like the Chinese walrus paper one is like fucking funny. It was just like a yellow submarine and a bowl of noodles and shit. Like, you know, it's fucking funny. Like, but there's something so captivating about what I was talking about the other day, of like these like landscapes with like loads of stuff going on. Like the painting I did yesterday, I was in a shit mood yesterday. So like when I did the net and it fucked everything up, in my opinion, it just sent me over the edge. It's just like, fuck this shit. Like, because I'm just like, I'm doing a lot right now. I'm painting the walls, I'm designing logos, I'm doing symmetrical, I'm doing a lot right now. My head's just like wrecked, and I'm physically very tired. Like, but like I'm in a good headspace and like dealing with it quite well. Like, I'm not getting really stressed out or whatever, annoyed or whatever. I'm just very tired, and whenever I get the opportunity to have a nap, I fucking take it. I'm just like for about an hour, and then I'm like, what, right, make stuff. Whether it's food for me and the female, or like artistic creations. But anyway, we're gonna fuck around today and see what happens. But we're still gonna do the basic formula. So today is Techno Tuesday. So we are going to do it to techno music. And well, before I do the techno music, I have to do the map in the hat. So this is happening. Boom. Right. I'm assuming it's just Desmondu here. Oh. When I say not a moment before, not a moment before, only when I say, will you place a number in the chat between 0 and 224 in regards to yesterday, even monkey far off tree branch. I was like, you know, this is supposed to be entertaining for like 2 hours, you know. And I was like, what, just over an hour in, and I was like, oh, fuck this. Like, I'm just tired. I'm trying to fucking, you know, I feel obligated to do this because you guys like support me financially and shit, like. And it's not that I don't want to do it. I do want to do it, but all the other stuff is like taking energy away from me, like, you know. Like in reality, I'd prefer to be able to just do this for like 4 or 5 hours a day and get paid doing it, like, you know. I wouldn't mind just like sitting here talking shit, having a laugh, and like spending a lot of time on a funny painting and getting paid to do it. Like, that'd be great. But I've all this other shit that I need to do, like, you know, in order to make money and increase my artistic repertoire, toolbox, and shit. And the last few weeks, I'm just fucking exhausted. But it's good. It's good. It's good. The same thing better not happen where I'm like, pick a number, and you're like, blah, and I'm like, we've already been there. Blah, we've already been there. Oh. I'm really tired. Even after my nap. Oh. PEINTEINGU! Right. Number. Give me a number. PEINTEINGU. Oh, fuck. Like, right after the stream, I've got a meeting with that crowd. And it's like, it's fine. Like, do you know what I mean? It's not like it's gonna take, like, a lot of energy out of me. Like, I don't have to, like, do a lot of gymnastics or some shit. 49! But then I'd probably have to come home and make dinner late, like, you know. It is what it is. Costa Rica! We're off to Costa Rica. 49. Isn't Costa Rica... Costa Rica's like here somewhere, isn't it? 49. Should be one of these, shouldn't it? Costa Rica's... Is Costa Rica Latin American, or is it like... over here somewhere? Is Costa Rica African? I thought it was Latin American. Because I'm not seeing 49 here. Oh, 48's over there. We might be here a while. I might need to drink all my coffee just to find where we're going. Oh, I found it. I was right. Parido. Parado. Costa Rica. Spanish. Mal Parado. Not just Parado. Mal Parado. Oh yeah, it does say Mal Parado. Okay. Mal Parado. Your birth was a Your birth was a mistake. Mal Parado. That is fucking brilliant. I'm gonna use that. The cost of rice is Latin American. Costa Rica. The cost of rice. Oh my god. Mal Parado. Your birth. Oh, did I just get chalk all over my fucking mustache? Got that chalky shit from scraping away the name. I've got that, like, it's like adhered to my fingertips now. Whatever. I'm gonna look like I've done a lot of coke now or some shit if anybody zooms in. That's hilarious. Your birth was a mistake. Mal Parado! I'll have to remember that one, like, fuck. Mal Parado. Your birth was a mistake. Right. So what I'm thinking of is, like, instead of doing... It's not that, like, the current formula doesn't work. Obviously it works. Sorry, I got a message there. It totally threw me off. It's not that the current formula doesn't work. Obviously it does. It's like sometimes I feel restricted by the fact that I use a reference for the background. which is funny, you know, because they didn't always do that. I think there was times where I just like, you know, do a jungle, do a thing, do whatever, like. But Costa Rica, so like that'd be like a tropical island in Latin America. I'll look up some photos and I'll have a look, but I won't like actually use one of the things as a reference. So that gives me more freedom of like where to place things or whatever. And then we'll do the hat. Oh wow, Jesus. I say that and the first thing that comes up is this like amazing waterfall scene. Holy fuck. That was incredible. That's incredible looking. Right. Time for the hat. Oh shit. I knew there was a reason why I don't always have the fucking goo like prepared on the fucking... Because I have to do the fucking hat. Hold on, I need to move things real quick. Gently. Don't want a fucking multicolored carpet right now. Gently. Right. The magic hat. Filled with many things. We know where we're going. Now we must discover what we are going. Fucking PEINTEINGU is going to turn into a Gregorian chant channel. What will we do? Where? And it'll happen just because I'm tired. It'll just be easier to sit here and be like, oh, like instead of having to actually form sentences. If you were on coke, you'd have more energy. I know, like, you'd still get people who are like, he's clearly doing drugs and all, like, do you know what I mean? Fucking, like, I can't, like, I could not drink enough coffee right now. And then I get to have, like, a fucking, maybe a 20-minute break after the stream, and then I have to go get in a car. And be driven. Not that that takes energy. I don't have to do it. I just have to get in a car and be driven to the location and then sit there and have a meeting. But I'm going to be constantly fighting the temptation to fall asleep. Hopefully not. Apparently, one of the members has 2 big, beautiful dogs, so I'll just be like, "Ooh, doggies!" That'll keep my brain awake. Right. First snatch. Figure out what we are doing in Costa Rica. What will we do in Costa Rica? PEINTEINGU. Right. I need to rein back. Oh, great. It's actually easier to do this when I'm higher. Right. Yay, puppies! That's actually what I think I said that. No, I said doggies. Did I say? No, yeah, I was like, yay, doggies. I fucking love dogs, man. Snatch! Oh, that was a forceful, vicious one. There was a lot of collateral damage there. PEINTEINGU. Right, what's the first thing we're going? Crystal! We're painting a hooker. Crystal. Crystal is the first thing we are doing. Where will I put this for the moment? I suppose I could just stick it here for the moment. Sumimasen! Sumimasen! I'm allergic to crystals, apparently. Snatch! Oh, that was close. That would have been, like, perfect. Snatch! Oh! Oh! I thought I missed! I didn't even feel it! That was... Forget eagle. That was like snake. Fuck. Second thing we were doing. Tennis! Imagine crystal tennis. That'd either be like really dangerous or really shit. like what's crystal? The ball? Or the rackets? Or both? Like crystal tennis. Or is it just like tennis but everybody's on meth? Welcome to Crystal Tennis! And it's like... It's just a picture of a guy in a wife beater with 2 tennis rackets. And he's just like... I'm ready! Ain't no little green ball getting past me! My daddy made these rackets from fresh cowhide and cat's fat, cat's tendon. Isn't that what they do with violins or some shit? It's like cat liver or some shit, like, I don't know. Final snatch. Every time I say final snatch, I'm like, the first thing that comes to my mind is like a movie about like the last woman on Earth. Snatch! Oh, we got a little bit of collateral there, but otherwise that was a good snatch. And it was right on time. Not crystal knocked. No, not crystal knocked. That may encourage me to watch tennis. Is everybody, if everybody playing tennis was just on meth. Right, oh my god. Last one. Pony! You paint a pony! Crystal tennis pony? Tennis pony crystal? Crystal pony tennis? Crystal pony tennis might be funny. If I could do like two horses, 2 statues of horses made from crystal, playing tennis or some shit like. Oi, hey Grifu-sama. Welcome, Grifu-sama. Right, today crystal pony tennis. That's hilarious. Yeah, so we got crystal tennis and pony. Pony tennis crystal. Crystal pony tennis. Tennis pony yeah, like crystal pony tennis I think is the one that makes the most sense. So like I could just try and do like a statue of a horse playing tennis or something like in Costa Rica. That waterfall is beautiful though. So typical. It's so fucking typical. Like it's always the same. I'm always like, oh, maybe I should do this, and then like I'm in the middle. Like all of these backgrounds like could be used. They're all epic looking. It's hilarious. Costa Rica's beautiful looking. I really like the waterfall one though. The waterfall one's deadly. Right. Crystal tennis pony. Crystal pony tennis. Hero Japoon-ites. How dare you. There is no poon here. Now that Margie's gone. Not that I consider Margie poon. Oh fuck. Right, I must redescend into proper painting goo posturally. There we go. Excuse me, Micah. Okay. I want to try and like. A while ago, I've been like that for a while now, where I'm like, no, painting goo is like 2 hours. It's 2 hours. I do 2 hours and then I fuck off. I'm gonna try and boil the show down to like. I would love to be good enough eventually, even if I had to do maybe 3 hours. I'd love to be able to do the map and the hat. Like if every episode of Painting Goo was like, welcome to Painting Goo, and then there's this big like, very exciting start where we find out where we're going, what we're doing, and then within the episode I paint the whole thing and it's done. I don't know if maybe eventually I could pull that off. I don't know, like, cuz the most efficient way to pull that off would be to pre-plan some things, and I don't want to do that. Like, to just like come up with chaos in the moment and do something that looks great, is perfectly proportioned, and like all this, that, and the rest. And that's why I'm kind of like loosening it up a bit. Like, I'm not gonna as much as I want to paint that waterfall thing, I think what I'm gonna experiment with doing today is like just placing maybe like a large character on the like, because it's tennis, part of me wants to turn it like landscape. Because I could do it landscape, you know. Hold on a second. Now I could do this, but we'll see. I don't know, like. Okay, it's not as far. I thought I'd like have to reach really far. It's not as far as I thought it would be. It's not as far as I thought it would be. And if I actually get it all in frame, this part's really close to me, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. And I could just do this. I could raise this up a bit. Obviously, fucking, I'm blocking Tobias and Boris. Boris is like, "Hey, Suka, you ever cut me in half, nigga?" Part of me thinks that'd be cool. Like, do fucking two horses playing tennis or some shit, and with like a jungle background. Because that's kind of what I did with the grid pig scenario. With the grid pigs, are just like threw in like a jungle background, you know. Doing two crystal ponies playing tennis. Like, I can kind of see it. You know, like I'm forming it in my mind. But then, like, you know, we also could be like crystal what it came. That's the order it came in, isn't it? Crystal tennis pony. Alternatively, I could just do what I usually do and do it upright. And just do like one crystal tennis like a crystal pony with a jungle background. Maybe he's like lining up for a serve or something. I don't know. Because the energy of Painting Goo has always just been like, fuck it, right, we're doing this. Like, and that's what's handy about using the backgrounds, is I can just like, we have a setting, and then I kind of just like pick where to put things. So I don't know now. This is the thing about experimenting, is like, what sounds like a good idea on paper, when you actually try and execute it, actually it just doesn't work. It's like, that's kind of what I like about the just do it in the moment, like, fuck it, we'll do it live. I'm literally trusting the process. Which is like, what you hear that all the time. in the art world. It's like, just trust the process. And all right, well, I'm trusting the process. Doing things landscape probably wouldn't look great. Ruins the framing and shit. Might be a bit awkward. I think the way I have it all framed is pretty good. Apart from the top being cut off. It's a bit shit. But like, it's not really cut off. Especially if I just get that lined up perfectly. You can, like, as long as you can see, like, the painting should be like focused, like, you know, in the middle. You shouldn't be worried really about like what's on the borders. But that's like, yeah and no, because it's funny and fun to hide stuff in the borders as well, you know, like a fucking Where's Waldo painting or some shit. Like, I should have done that lower so that I can bring this down. It's not a big deal though. It's just little things like that, like, fuck with me, where I'm like, oh no, it's gonna crease the paper now. It's like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like right on the edge. The focus is in the middle, like I said. Like, I have all these voices in my head, like, that are just like, oh no, don't do that, it'll ruin fucking. And I'm constantly telling myself to shut the fuck up, like. Emmanuel Godsonu, welcome to PEINTEINGU. Boil the goo. Perhaps 2 parts, maximum goo. What, like do 2 streams? Like do one in the morning and do one in the evening or something? Is that what you're talking about? Or oh, like limit every painting to 2 episodes, maybe. The setup and then the execution. That might work. That might work. Because of the nature of the, like, starting it, a lot, it gets very wet, and it does need to, like, dry and stuff. It starts buckling. So I could do, like, we could do the map and the hat, which is, like, we do the intro song, the map, the hat, and then pick a background. Because like part of me is like screaming at myself now, being like, oh, you're after saying that you're not going to use a reference. That picture of that waterfall is like deadly looking, and I could totally do that, and I want to now, like. And it would be funny to have like a waterfall setting. It's like a waterfall with a river, and it's like beautiful, like turquoise water with rocks and shit, and like the jungle's just like in the background on the left. It's really nice looking, and it'd be funny to like have that as a background, and then just stick a fucking tennis net going from one side of the river to the other with 2 statues of horses holding tennis rackets. Like, that'd be a really cool painting, like, you know. Like, I'm trying to see, like I see that and I'm like, yeah, that's epic. Like, that's fucking really epic. So fuck it. I'm gonna go with that. We're gonna use the reference. We're gonna do the fucking thing, and it's gonna be like statues of horses. Either I'm debating, like, do I just put the tennis rackets like in their hooves, like their whole, like, oh, I could do it like this, you know, like they're holding the rackets in between their 2 front hooves, so it kind of looks like they're praying to like the tennis gods or some shit. Like, that might work. Right, let's get the background going first. Right, today is Tuesday, so we're going with Techno Tuesday. Will I just go with that, or? Yeah, I mean, like, we all love this. This has been a staple of PEINTEINGU for God knows how long now. I love this shit. Ugh. It's funny, my favorite genres are like synthy 80s shit and like heavy metal. Like, okie dokie. Alright, we got everything. Place my royal rag upon my divine knee in preparation for the goo. And I must shock the goo. Can you hear me shocking the goo? I actually can't get over the consistency and the smell of that luminous green paint. Disgusted me on many levels. It's horrific. It really did just put the cherry on top of me day there yesterday. Like, I was already just like tired and in a fucking kind of a shit mood. And the painting was looking like good, like, you know, and then I do this fucking net thing and the paint's like just not gliding across the page and stuff. Like, it's got that like glue-like consistency. Like, I fucking, like, there's, once you've used high quality paints, or at least the kind of paint I like using, once you've used a medium that you're comfortable with and you like using it, you like how it works, using a medium that is like the total polar opposite is such, it's not a nice experience at all. Like, using this like gloopy, sticky paint instead of like an opaque watercolor that can just like immediately go exactly where you want it to and be almost like completely saturated in like 1 or 2 strokes. Saturated in 1 or 2 strokes? Giggity. Never thought goo could give Defenderu a shock to the senses. Well, yeah, it wasn't even a shock. It was more just like, you know, ugh. Like, cause like I didn't watch it back or anything, but I remember I was just immediately like, oh, I don't even want to do this anymore. I just want to fucking make dinner and go to bed. Sorry, it's like messages from the group that can you hear my stomach rumbling there? Fucking mad loud. I've got headphones on and I have music playing in like in my fucking head and I heard my stomach rumbling there. Oh, I wish I had way more coffee. I'm trying to drink all the coffee that I'm gonna drink before like 2 p.m. But like, because I went for a nap and woke up at 3 p.m. I napped from 1 till 3. I was just like, oh, I need more coffee. Like, part of me wants to go make more coffee. Oh, I need to just completely get myself off like nicotine and caffeine, because I'm basically smoking again. Like, but like now I'm heavier, so I got what I wanted. Like, I put like 20 pounds on in a few weeks. Like, such a fat bastard. Right. Let's get on with this. Just fucking talking shite, like. I'm already an hour in, like. I don't even have any goo on the fucking paper, and I'm gonna have to stop and do phrase of the day. I'm so unprofessional. I am a nigger. Could we try that? To like break the whole nigger spell thing? Do you think we could just like, a load of us just claim to be niggers? And it's like, you know, if they say you can't claim to be in, like, you can't say that, that's like offensive. So like, you're gonna say that my identity is offensive? You know? Like, can I just like, wouldn't that like circumnavigate the whole thing? You can't say nigger, that's so offensive. What if I am a nigger? What if I'm the nigger? It's like, there is no spoon. It's like, I am the nigger. Like, The nigger. Didn't Owen say that before? The nigger in me sees the nigger in you, the whole namaste thing. The nigger in me acknowledges the nigger in you. Remember to slash that like button. It's actually... I swear to God, that took more mental calories to say it like that than... Remember to slash that like button like it has insulted your ancestors. Remember to slash that like button like it has insulted your ancestors. It's like actually way more difficult for me to say that. Have I inadvertently broken my own mind over the past year with the whole Japu thing? For those of you out there who are ever contemplating inadvertently creating yourself an alter ego on the internet, watch yourself. PEINTEINGU. Funnily enough, I heard the business rumbling next door at the same time you announced your belly rumbling. I am Spartacus, but Nick. I love it. I am Nick. I am the nigger. Nay, I am the nigger. I am the nigger. I, nigger. Nigger me. I be nigger. The nig is me! The nig is I! I is the nig! 'Twas I! Like, be like really like civilized about it. Ladies and gentlemen, I have come to the conclusion that I myself am the nigger. Like, I am the nigger. Right, let's get this show on the road. Oh yes, my tiny mister stopped working. So now I have a massive mister. Me and my massive mister are going to get the goo throwing. Right. I am going to apply some wetness. And then brush it in so it's even. Or even-ish. And then we are going to do not a beautiful blue sky, which we so often do. We are going to do a beautiful green background, because we are in Costa Rica and we are in the jungle. I don't think it'd be too wrong now before I might need to invest in some new brushes. Bitches, I mean bitches. A little bit further. Just here. Right there will do it. And now we need to make like a nice turquoise. Get some white. Dash of blue. Get some green in there.
We sit in the sun, in veins, we sleep, and we dream.
Get some more white in there.
Each
Get some more white in there.
the prison
You hear me, Europe? You fucking hear me, Europe?
we sit in the sun,
I'm Nigga Man.
in veins,
I'm Nig Man.
and we dream.
I'm Nig Man.
Each of us dies slowly. The prison.
Okay, I think we're onto something here. Yeah. Okay, we got our waterfall here.
Is it a new world, or will it consume us all?
Painting goo 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 goo. Painting goo goo goo. Right, now I need to do some well, I don't. I'll do the rest of this first. I need to do a layer of like yellowy, rocky stuff. But we'll do that in a sec. Sec here. And here, and here. Here. Here, there, there. Yeah, there we go.
Is it a new world, or will it consume us all?
Painting goo 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 goo. Painting goo 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 goo. Painting goo 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 goo.
We sit in the sun, in veins, we sleep,
Part of me thinks that I could actually just like
and we dream.
have a hair dryer here, you know.
The prison.
Like obviously the fan, like, you know, and the fan works to a degree because this stuff does like dry so quickly. But then like the paper doesn't really, you know.
And we dream.
And it takes a if anything, like at least an hour or so, maybe 2, to like naturally like pull tight against the clips. But if I had a hairdryer and I could just like mute my mic and like be bopping around with a hairdryer in the background while you guys listen to music, which would be funny, but I don't know. I might invest in like a fairly cheap craft hairdryer or something, like, you know. Right, let's get some rocks in here. I'm gonna go orange and then a bit of blue. A healthy dose of yellow. Get into that yellow ochre region, which is pretty much... No, we need a bit more yellow. A bit more yellow. And some white, maybe. That'll do. So there's like rocks in here and stuff. There's rocks in here. And there's like a big rock here. That's a nice boulder. Rocks here, rocks here, rocks here, here, here. There's rocks in here. There are some rocks in behind. This waterfall here. And then there's like a lot of little ones here. And then there's loads over here. Loads of rocks here. And there's more jungle here. Jungle here. cool rocks. Instead of brown, they're kind of grey. Cool rocks here. It's got some moss on it now. Some black in this green, make it really dark green. I'll get some of the shadow in there. Lock that in. Kind of the same down here.
Oh God, he's coming back! Get out of here!
Painting. Goo goo goo. Painting. paint. So far, so good. Glorious.
Right. I believe that is good time to do phrase of day. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? In a matter of moments, I have brought you to a waterfall in Costa Rica, which is why you should pay for painting, filthy mortar scum. Right. We prepare for today's phrase of the day. Silence, musicians. You can barely see him. The framing is right way off today. No big deal, I can move this. There we go. With the help of my feathery friend, Tobias Beakus Cross, we shall announce today's phrase of the day. That was a fine strike. I send cleansing vibrations through the interweb to cleanse you filthy, dirty mortars of your filthy, dirty chi. Sorry, what's that? Let me see. More Star Trek memes. Glorious. Right, today's phrase of the day. I forgot I had a plethora of options when it came to phrases today. Yes, that one. Phrase of the day. If a fool dies, he has finery learned his lesson. I like that one. I repeat, today's phrase of the day. If a fool dies, he has finery learned his lesson. I mean, you can obviously argue the opposite. Like, if a fool dies, obviously he didn't learn his lesson. That's why he's dead. But, like, I just love that one. Like, fuck it, I'll just do all four of them. Desmondu shot out like four of them today at me. Like, Stabaru-sama, welcome. Where are we going this fine day? Costa Rica. Costa Rica. I'll do one more and I'll save the other two for tomorrow in case he can't shit out more. I don't want to I don't want to bleed him dry of all of his phrases. An inept worker, an inept co-worker is like three-legged cat, for they lack grace in their skeers. An inept co-worker is not like a three-legged cat. What are you talking about? A three-legged cat, like, you can still have a three-legged cat that's, like, still, like, really, like, adept. It's really, like, accomplished despite having three legs, like, do you know what I mean? An inept co-worker is like three-legged cat, for they lack grace in their skills. That doesn't make any sense. My ma, like, essentially owns a three-legged cat now. She basically owns like two black cats because they like came with the new house. It's like they came with the property, and one of them has three legs and it's called Lucky. There's two black cats, and one of them has three. One of them is like, you know, the kind of long-haired, more like fluffy. The ones I prefer. They're like the more kind of like extravagant, fluffy, poofy, long-haired, real wild-looking cats. And then the other one's very like, you know, short-haired. It's not that I don't like the short hairs. It's just I prefer the long-haired ones. But the long-haired one, I'm pretty sure it's the long-haired one that has three legs. It's called Lucky. And it just like hobbles around the place and all. Like, there was a three-legged dog as well that I remember where I used to live. And I'm pretty sure the fucking thing. It's like every animal that has three legs is called Lucky, which I think is just like incredibly lacking in creativity. Like, you know, you could at least call the thing like Peg Leg or fucking Long John Silver or like something, like, you know. Dick Fordu, welcome. Any such allegations are hearsay and slanderous. Lick one moose. You lick one moose! That one time at band camp where you licked that moose and then tried to seduce it with a violin. Am I out of coffee? Oh, fuck. I'm out of coffee. Fuck. Any such allegations are hearsay and slanderous. It's hilarious. Right, this concludes today's phrase of the day. Oh. Right. Resume tune. I don't. This kind of loses its bluster about halfway through for me. I don't know if like other people feel the same, but when you get about halfway through that 80s playlist, it's like it's good. It's not bad or anything. Like, but like, I feel like it doesn't maintain the energy. So I'm going to go with. This is like incredibly reliable. I love this one. Is this the first one or the second one? It's the first one. PEINTEINGU. Three-legged animals should all be named Lucky. It's just so... It's so lazy. It's so lazy, which is hilarious because we're talking about three-legged creatures, which would probably, you know, a lot of the times be quite lazy because, like, I mean, humans with one leg would probably be quite lazy. Except for those paraplegic lunatics who get into the Olympics or some shit. Like, I'm not going to allow... That's funny, like, Owen was only talking about that in a recent stream where he's like, if you have no legs and you become, like, an Olympian runner, like, you're an insane psychopath and all. Like, and it's a lot of truth to it. Like, it's like, accept reality, like, do you know what I mean? This whole idea that, like, one of the most noble, greatest things that you can do is, the Jewish thing of, like, you know, wrestling with God, like your circumstances or some shit. Like, it's such bullshit. Like you should embrace what you are and where you are, and, like, you know, your circumstances and stuff, and see, like, the positive side of it. Like I'm not saying don't try and achieve great things, like paint, but it's more like there's a story about this guy who had cerebral palsy really bad. It's like My Left Foot. There was a movie about it. Daniel Day-Lewis played him and all, like really convincingly, which is hilarious. Like, I'm not saying that, like, basically he goes on to be a painter because, like, all he can move is his left foot, so he starts painting with his left foot or some shit, like, you know. Cool, I get it. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, even in his, like, completely immobile state where everybody has to do everything for him, feed him, wipe his arse, like, everything, like. And I understand people who are like, you know, oh no, life is precious, and, like, you know, but, like, really though, do you know what I mean? Like, if I, like, because I know what it's like to be blessed with, like, full faculties of, like, a human being, to be essentially because he can't even communicate, like, verbally correctly, like, you know, it's all like, and all this shit, like, you know. And I've met people like that in real life, like, do you know what I mean? And you're, like, spoon feeding them, they're in a chair, they're at the dinner table, everybody's having, like, everybody's having a conversation. To me, it always seemed like an incredibly fucked up and, like, torturous thing to do to a person, like, who's that bad. Like, obviously I'm not saying, like, you know, why would you let a Down syndrome person have a life, like, do you know what I mean? It's not like there's levels to this shit, like, do you know what I mean? They can still function in society, Down syndrome people can't. You can still have a Down syndrome people, like, working in a shop or something. Like, these days they can be fucking CEOs for all you know, politicians and shit, like, porn stars even, fucking but, like, when you're just, like, this, like, writhing mass of, like, skin and bone, with the inability to communicate, and you're just this, like, meat sack that people move from room to room and feed and clean. Like, that's like lower status than a baby, you know. And if I put myself in that person's shoes, I'm like, kill me now. You know, like fuck that. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I'd rather like go see what the other side was about than be relegated to like that. Like, that would be such a torturous existence. Like, unless you had the most incredibly beautifully compassionate and caring people around you all the time, which just isn't the case, you know. If I had a 3-legged animal, I would name it Peg. Yeah, like, I mean, like, at least be fun about it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, this is my dog Lucky. Oh, why is he called Lucky? Because he's got 3 legs. Like, it's so stupid and lazy. Like, call the thing like John or something. Like, you know, it's just this like subtle hint to it's like Long John Silver or some shit. Like, call it. It's like, why is your dog called John? Like, give the thing a pure human name. Like, do you know what I mean? It's because it's got 3 legs. Like, find like a historical figure or something. Like, I don't know. Like, call it like call it Bandy. Call it Crip or something. I don't know. Like, like a name that sounds like it's like hip and cool, but it's just short for cripple. Like, are there any 4-legged animals in Ireland? Are there any 4-legged animals in Ireland? That's like a gaslight question. Like, like your assumption, your assumption of Ireland is that it's such a like a fucking magical, unearthly fairyland location that like all the animals have 3 legs or less. Oh man, we got like like in Ireland, our crickets have 1 leg. You know, like they just like spiral out of control in the garden. Like, oh, I keep thinking I have coffee. Fuck. Right. And like, part of me wants to go make more coffee and like keep doing the stream and all, but like it'll take me a few minutes and then I come back and then there's only 20 minutes left in the stream. So like, I have to like get ready to do that meeting and shit. Like, so I'm not gonna do that. And then I'm drinking coffee at like 5 o'clock in the evening, so I'm also not gonna do that. Like, I need to just drink water or wine. I'd love a fucking. I was about to say glass, and then immediately went to bottle. So I love a bottle of wine right now, like a whole bottle. Yeah. I don't even feel it till halfway through. Like. The moose has been stalking him ever since, attempting to hide behind furniture. You have no idea what it's like, guys. I have a fucking insidious moose stalking me. Do you imagine how like terrifying that'd be if a moose was stalking you out in the wild? Like, every so often you just turn around and there's just this silhouette of a large moose like in the distance, just making weird noises and shit, and just like slowly walks towards you and shit. Oh man, that'd be fucking creepy. Like, have you all seen that like picture of that one moose that looks like fucking jacked? It's ridiculous. They have no predators to hunt, so instead they hunt pets. You see what all your drinking has led to. Fucking everyone's gonna start blaming the Irish for everything. There's a challenge for the painters here. The Great Foot Painting Challenge. Ugh. Fuck that. If I was gonna paint with my feet, it'd be like hand painting for me. Like, I wouldn't try and like hold the brush. I would just literally just paint with my feet. Like, or just sit in a chair and like have buckets of paint. Just like a dog with no back legs in a wheelchair named Franklin Roosevelt. Or Stephen. Well, I suppose that'd be like if you had. Could you imagine just you had a dash hunt that had no legs and you just had it on like a cart and you called it Steven? Oh man. Moss on rocks, depending on like where you are, like the shade of green of the. I suppose maybe it is just that like. Well, no, I've seen those photos of like what Owen is doing. And it's like very similar. It's just like Ireland is known for like its shades of green, you know, just like songs about it and shit like. And it is. It's like sometimes you see like how green something is, and you're just like, holy shit, that's green. Slowly but surely. All it is just like organic shapes, different shades. It's like one of the most enjoyable things to do for me is just paint jungle stuff and greenery and all. Like it's like incredibly calming and fluid, and like it's almost like the more. There's obviously some rules you have to follow, just like everything else in painting. But typically, once you follow those basic rules, you can then deviate from them slightly and create like just really quickly. You can create all this like really cool shit. Like one of my favorite things is to cut into color with other color. I've probably said this before. But there's like, to me, there's like certain effects that you can only achieve by laying down a color and then cutting into it with another color. Excuse me, Micah. And it's like with watercolor, depending on the watercolor, but definitely like gouache. The fact that the layers can be like, you know, they're like semi-transparent, depending on how many layers you do. So you can like still see, you can see that like they're like superimposed over each other, like sheets of glass or something. Adding like, you know, depth and taking your eye different places and stuff. It's like all it all is just different shapes and different colors. So like having all these different brushes is good, because it's like, all right, what shape do I want? What color do I want? What shape do I want? And that's why the chisel heads, like the flat heads, that's why they're they're my favorites. And these ones, the pointed ones. The ones where you can be like really fucking accurate, really slashy, which is like kind of the flatheads as well. Like the thing about flatheads is that they allow you to cover a lot of ground really quickly. Fill the space, you know. I hear a lot of artists talking about that as well, and it's like, it's very true that it's like the blank canvas can be intimidating, because it's almost like choice paralysis. It's like, where do I begin? What do I do? Like, and I think that's why I love like watercolors and layering and stuff like that so much, because you can just go Pleh! And your brain is like, oh, okay, kind of there and here and there, and you just like cut and slash and apply another layer and so on and so forth. Like, and it really is just a process of carving and crafting, more than a process of like maybe weaving or something, because I always thought painting was just this like incredibly complicated, incredibly like skillful, you know, process of like all these different techniques and stuff. And it's like, no, not necessarily. Like, yes and no. It really is just like put paint on thing, you know, like apply the paint in the right shape and the right color, which like that's not it in its entirety. Obviously you can boil it down to that, but there's still like lots of nuance and fucking, you know, like the amount of different just little tips and tricks. Those are the things that matter the most, is the tips and tricks. And like that's what I think is really fucking like annoying, is like that's the stuff that they hide behind ridiculous money and like, you know, these like institutions and all, is just like simple stuff like technique, just simple technique. And it's because, you know, they don't want competition, you know. It's like, no, only the people we want can get in, because only the people that like we know will adhere to our rule set, you know. The whole like, it's a big group and it's a big club and you're not in it. So much of that, like, which is just disgusting, like, do you know what I mean? Like, especially when it comes to something like painting, because it's like we should just be teaching kids like stuff like this from a really young age, because it's like, look, you can make whatever you want. If you can think it up, if you can dream it, you can like literally create it in front of you, you know. And like that's a really like beautiful thing to be able to give to people, is because I kind of feel like that now. Like obviously there's some things that like I'm like, oh, I find it difficult to do this, or I don't quite know how to do that, or whatever. But for the most part, like I can pretty much do whatever I want now, or I can at least attempt it. Or, like I at least know that I can attempt it, you know. And the freedom that gives me in terms of like the freedom that gives me in terms of like, you know, being able to just like do what I'm doing right now, where like I'm making this up, I'm not looking at the phone, you know. So I know how this shit works now. It's like go in here and you do like, you know, darker here, dark in here, and dark in here. That'll make it look like this stands out over here, and you know, it's just like, it's once you get it, you're just like, ah, and then you can just like I said, use the rules to your advantage and start just like doing whatever the fuck comes into your head, like. Especially when you're doing like the real like made up on the spot free stuff, but with a reference, because it's like, this looks like the thing I was looking at, but at the same time it looks nothing like the thing I was looking at, you know. It's not a one-for-one like I tried to recreate the image. I took a load of creative liberties, a shit ton. Let me see. It's going to be interesting now when I try and stick 2 stone horses in a tennis net in here, like, because so far it looks great, like, you know. It's like how I felt yesterday about the thing. I was like, oh, this is looking good. The spider looks good. The tribesmen look good. The background looks grand, like, you know, whatever. And then I throw that fucking net thing in. I'm just like, oh, now it looks shit. Shit. Well, it is what it is. That's one thing I've had to, like, one thing I've struggled with in terms of, like, being, like, trying to be and being an artist, an independent artist as well, is, like, that whole, like, everything I make has to be, like, amazing, you know what I mean, to, like, make an impression, so that I can get my stuff out there and make money and all. And it's like, it really doesn't work like that. From what I've seen anyway, it really doesn't work like that. From what I've seen and experienced, it doesn't work like that. That's weird. Kind of just like allow yourself to be the conduit, but still have like your personality and like choices. Don't be afraid of failure. a feeling. You gotta like, I do my best shit when I'm just like in flow and I'm just feeling, and I'm not concerned about like, is this gonna be good? Is this gonna be this or whatever? I like, you have to enjoy it. You have to enjoy it, like, which can be difficult, like, you know, when you're fucking really stressed and all this fucking shit, like, when you're really stressed and it's like, you have to do this because you need money or whatever, you know, life problems, adulting, all these things, can really fuck with your head in terms of trying to do the creative process, because in the instinctual feeling is that it ruins it, because now it's not play, and because it's not play, it's not fun, and because it's not fun, it's not authentic and true, like good, true and beautiful, like, you know, now it's serving a purpose, now it's utilitarian, like, you know, you're like kind of removing the soul from it a bit, like, but you're not. It's about discipline. It's about discipline, and it's about true skill. The true skill is like the painter that can paint, you know, under any circumstance, in any style. That's the truly skilled painter, is the guy who can paint anywhere under any conditions. But not for any reason, you know. I don't want to be like a mercenary or some shit, like. Why you paint is very, why you create, not just painting obviously, but why you create is very important. Because you can feel it in the creation. Why are you creating? Not just what. Why. And how, you know? That's why I like doing the analog stuff. It's like, create with as much of you as possible, and not a tool or a machine. Yes, use tools, use machines if they are necessary, if they make things like exceedingly more easy and manageable for you or whatever. Of course, use tools, you know. But ideally, use tools that amplify your like, amplify you, you know. Like, you know, I am the brush, I am the sword kind of thing. Whereas like if I was just sitting here with like a tablet, and like this was a big tablet, and I was just like flicking through stuff and like cropping things and like using all these programs that, like, sure, it's still an expression of me through these tools, but the tool is doing like most of the work, you know. When you're doing that digital stuff, the thing you're using is actually doing most of the work for you. You should still be doing most of the work. I think that's how it I think that's what is the true difference between, like, you know, like stuff like digital or AI or stuff like that. It's like, if the tool is doing most of the work, then like, did you really make the thing? Or like, did you just like, did the tool use you to make something, almost, like, you know? We're nearly there where AI already, where like the AI is like, use me, I'm a this AI, use me, I'm a this AI, I can do this, like, do you know what I mean? And it's like, none of it is an I, you know? It's like artificial intelligence. It's like, it's not artificial intelligence, it's just very sophisticated programming and categorization and pattern fractal shit, like, where it's just like plucking, it's just connecting dots. It's not consciously doing anything, like, you know. It is funny seeing everybody be like, oh my god, like AI and all. It's like, seriously? It's so funny to see what people will be like, you know, on the one hand, it's like, oh, that's just in movies. Like, don't be silly. And then conversely, you know, they'll be like into the whole like end of days shit. Like, it's so stupid to me. Like, I seen an extended version of that clip of Sean Connery where he's being interviewed by that fucking bitch. Trying to, you know, badmouth him and all. Be like, oh, you're a chauvinist and all this fucking shit. Like, because he said that, like, sometimes striking a female can be warranted. Which I wholeheartedly agree with, you know. This fucking Cook situation, like fucking Bill Burr, where he's like got this hilarious joke about hitting women, you know, where it's like, you gonna like tell me there's never a reason? Are you fucking insane? Like, it's so true. Like, you know, crowds like pissing themselves like because it's true. You got all these bitches who say like incredibly out of pocket shit with the like this straight up like intent. The intent is to provoke, you know. And like, if your intention is to provoke and then you successfully provoke, who is to blame? You know, it's just like, and I know like you fucking sit there and argue all day. It's like, yes, well, you still have free will. Like, you're allowing the woman to provoke you, which makes you weak. Yeah, I agree with that in a sense, you know. But it depends on the circumstances, and it depends on the content of the like, you know, what kind of provocation, why, and so on and so forth. Like, and that's a big thing that's like really missing from modern like society heavily, is like context. You know, like they've done that to Owen a lot in the last like 8 years or whatever. Is just, let's just completely ignore the context and just wreck his life. And it's a very female thing to do, like, to just be like, completely ignore context for the sake of personal gain, like, you know. And sure, it makes sense, you know, it's like a survival thing, you know. I think that shit is hilarious when people can't just be fucking honest, like, you know. Just don't know why people can't just be honest. Don't get me wrong, I know it's hard to be honest sometimes. You don't want to hurt somebody's feelings. You know how they're going to react when you say it. Like, before you even say it, you know how they're going to fucking... I've been there, you know. Pete. It can feel pointless with certain people. It can feel totally pointless with certain people. You put all the effort in. Say all the things. Come from a caring and, like, loving place. It doesn't fucking matter. People have free will. They're always going to do what they want to do. You know? People who have children will fucking understand that. Like, you know, I don't have children and I understand it. If somebody doesn't want to do something, you're not gonna fucking make them do it. Like, it's looking fucking good. Yeah, you're Bob Rossing the shit out of this queue. Yeah. Just a bit of rambling, a bit of gooing, some good tunes. It's like my brain just runs so much quicker when I don't have to, or not just quicker, my brain runs so much smoother when I don't have to constantly be in character, you know, like, like if I had to say everything I just said with a Japanese accent, it's so much more difficult. Like, obviously it's fun staying in character for a while, but like, there are times where I'm just like, oh fuck this. And if I'm gonna be doing PEINTEINGU like for years, then I have to do it in a way that I can like sustainably do it. Like, you know, I can't just be like, oh, I'll just force it. You know, like I have to admit my limits at some point. Like where I'm just like, okay, yeah, not today. Today I'm gonna be just me, or like, you know, not worry about staying in character or whatever. Like. Okay, we'll leave it there. It's nearly at just before the 2-hour mark. We've landed in Costa Rica. We are in the thick of the jungle in Costa Rica, witnessing a beautiful waterfall and river. We will return to Costa Rica tomorrow to place statues of ponies wielding, holding, possessing tennis rackets and a net going from one side to the other, a tennis net. And we'll see how that goes. Hopefully I don't ruin this currently quite epic PEINTEINGU. Bob Ross paints happy little trees. Defenderoo paints derpy little birds. Yeah. I love painting derpy shit. Incredibly satisfying about doing like a simple painting like this and then sticking in like a cartoon crow that looks like he's like just brain dead, like just you know. Just that makes me laugh. Is like you just have like a beautiful, serene, like breathtakingly beautiful environment, and then just like something with the IQ of a fucking spoon just like leans in to frame and just like stares into your soul. Well, not stares into your soul, is like looking in your direction, but is like void of a soul kind of thing. So like you get that weird juxtaposition of like, is it looking at me or is it looking past me? Like, you know, like looking behind you and then looking back at it, and the thing is just like got this glazed like fucking vacant expression. The only thing going on in its head is just like just the sound of a vacuum. Like, anyway, right. This concludes today's PEINTEINGU. I hope you enjoyed Ingu. If you have any honor, click one of the links in the description. Buy something. Pay the monkey. What monkey you say? This monkey. Pay the fucking monkey so he doesn't go hungry. You can also pay me. Pay the monkey. Buy some shit. Enjoy the rest of your day. I will be back same time, same place, same... Well, different vibe, not same vibe. Tomorrow's Wednesday, so it's White Wednesday. So tomorrow is going to be classical, which is perfect for painting statues of ponies. Perfect for painting ponies. Yeah, be good, be true, and be beautiful. And I will see you tomorrow. Sayonara, my beloved Japonaita. And to all you other filthy mortal scum, pay for PEINTEINGU, or you have no honor, and your ancestors will look upon you with great shame. Do as you're fucking told. Pay for PEINTEINGU.